I hold many different roles in my professional life, but they're all focused on the same thing, which is really understanding the individual and how the group impacts the individual's well-being and how an individual can really impact the way a group functions. And I've spent many, many years in different parts of the world looking at the emergence of mental health issues as economies were changing and as political structures were shifting. And I was struck by how limited our ability was to really make a difference at the individual level unless we really looked at the larger trends that were impacting society: modernization, breakdowns in family communications, food supplies, globalization, changes in terms of how one related to themselves and others, identity issues, and the list goes on. And at the same time, I had been working and continue to work as an advisor to businesses, helping them look at both the individual and organizational level at ways in which they could increase their effectiveness. And what I realized was that these two groups were not speaking to each other, and yet they were deeply impactful in one another's success and understanding of the world. And I try to think about ways in which I could find or create forums where people could have conversations, and yet it never seemed to work. People spoke a different language, they came with different agendas, and although my work was with groups operating at very high levels and I was the speaker at all the right conferences, I was frustrated by the institutions and their abilities to actually work well with each other. And Leaders Quest is really the answer to that for me.